Hi, my name's Andrew Campbell. The study I'm going to be talking about today hasn't yet run. It's actually running next year in 2014. It's had a long run up to getting to the pilot because we've actually submitted this several times to ARC and NHMRC and received fantastic feedback but never actually won a grant on it. So now we're actually getting together some pilot data to submit back to the NHMRC, and it's got a cast of thousands behind it. The first thing I wanted to start off by saying is I want you to picture that you're about 15 years of age and you have the first signs of symptoms of depression or anxiety, and you don't know exactly who to turn to or talk to about it. One of the things in mental health is that most people today tend to go online before they seek help face to face. They might talk to a close friend or family, but more often than not, they'll actually speak to others online. We've noticed a trend in the literature that a lot of people will social network about mental health problems or even watch other people talk about mental health problems than actually address it themselves. Kids Helpline is one of the partners in this particular program. They've been doing online mental health support for a good near 20 years now, and they've set up online web counselling that's very, very evidence-based, really good support, actually has some fantastic safety features behind them because one of their partners is the Australian Federal Police that actually helps track kids in danger as well of suicide or self-harm. They also work with Google. Google is one of their, you could say, silent partners. So between Kids Helpline, the AFP and Google and the Black Dog Institute, the University of New South Wales, we're getting together next year to trial piloting Google+, which is actually an add-on to the web services they've already got. Essentially, this is what we're looking at. We're looking at the problems of keeping youth engaged with mental health information through peers, not just through expertise in counselling. Now, there's a lot of great resources out there, but actually having a person who has depression at age 15 talk to another person who has depression at age 15 in a secure, safe, monitored environment is actually the goal of this study to see if it would work. One of the things we want to look at in particular is how Google Plus will work as an adjunct to a follow-through of entrance into Kids Helpline. So most of them will call into Kids Helpline on the phone, or they'll send an email in to find a counsellor or ask some questions, browse the website, and then eventually end up talking to a counsellor, and most popularly is online through chat or email. What we then want to look at is recruiting different age groups, 13 to 25. That's the big at-risk groups for depression onset and anxiety onset for adolescents. And we want to look at both one-on-one counselling, what they're existing and doing just with one counsellor that they return to whenever they want, or one-on-one plus going into a peer-supported group of the same disorder. And in this disorder, it'll either be depression or anxiety. We're looking at a very small group to begin with. It's a volunteer study. We are going to have to get parental involvement. The good news is that for most kids under 18, they have to provide next of kin data. They have to provide a real address and location. We're going to be doing a trial, a randomized control trial of standalone web counselling, and then web counselling plus Google Plus support in a peer group with a facilitator, which will be a registered psychologist who's 24/7 on there. And we'll be doing it over a 3-month period. All volunteers will get a chance to enter the Google Plus group. There is no control group that will actually be absolved from this or removed from this. They all move into the group from a wait list. There are hypotheses. We're actually going to be measuring perceived depression and anxiety using a DAS-21, fear of negative evaluation scale. In other words, how they reduce their fear of talking about depression and anxiety once being supported by a group. And we're looking at self-report scales of psychological well-being. We're hoping to provide a best practice online social network group for mental health. The concluding point I'll make is this, is that kids are already online talking about mental health. They may not be doing it with the most appropriate people. They may not be in the safest environment. We want to provide that through an evidence-based service.